What's up, old school? How we doing, my friend? Good afternoon, good evening. What's good with you? I'm taking an afternoon drive here in northern New Jersey. BTK Indonesia. Shout out to Indonesia. Thank you for popping in, my friend. I appreciate that. I'm over here in northern New Jersey, the northern part of New Jersey. Igor, how are you, my friend? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're healing up. How's that hand doing? I know you didn't let it keep you down. I know you kept going even with that. Guys, make sure you check out my friend Igor over there. He's over in Russia. He's a beast, and he recently suffered a pretty serious hand injury. But he's been rehabbing, and he didn't let it keep him down. He did not let it keep him down. He came back strong. And much respect. Igor's a beast. Make sure you check him out. Helbin, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm glad you get some. I love to hear when people get some value out of the videos. Sometimes when I'm doing them, I have no idea why I'm even doing them, but it does make me feel good if if people get some type of value out of them. It means a lot. Old school's on a 2-a-day schedule, huh? Cassie Fisher, what is this channel? Okay, so how can I sum it up? I'm a 60-year-old old guy who likes to work out, mostly combination of calisthenics, gym workouts, and things like that. Generally speaking, I post workout videos of workouts that I do. Just try and give people a little motivation. I talk about nutrition. Generally speaking, just overall health, and how I don't believe that we're all destined to get old and take pills and be fat. And I think that rather than the mainstream narrative that tells us that it's all about genetics, I really think it's all about habits. 90% of it anyway. So that's just the gist of it. I'm actually not working out right now, obviously, because I'm driving in my car, but I'm going to meet someone to do a workout. So that's it, Cassie. I appreciate you popping in, just being curious. Hope you're doing well. Helbin Lantigua, where are you from, my friend? Let me know where you're from. Frankie F16 is in the building. I know where Frankie's from. Yeah, Cassie, I try to keep it positive. There's a lot going on out here with everybody being overweight, and it's just I talk about it all the time, probably ad nauseum, but I'm not going to stop. Just people overweight and sick. And again, the narrative when you go to a doctor or a mainstream bullshit they tell you is that it all has to do with your genetics. I don't buy that one bit. I think we're all a product of our habits. Oh, old school, you're getting technical on me with the times, huh? So technically it was Mondays, and then technically later it will be Tuesdays. It's all good as long as you technically get it in. You do get in what you get out what you put in, Cassie, no doubt. As far as me being buff, I'm going to leave that to, I'll let other people draw that conclusion. I try to keep myself in shape. I eat mostly whole foods. I work out very regularly, and I'm all about encouraging other people to do the same, because I think there's a lot to be said for it. In my younger days, I was, even though I always worked out, my lifestyle definitely wasn't the healthiest, and I always thought that, like most people do, I thought that I could out-exercise a shitty lifestyle. And that becomes all too apparent as you get older that it's not possible. You're gonna pay the price for your bad decisions at some point. When? Who knows? For some people, you know, it might be later than others, but at some point it's coming. And really my main goal, one of my main goals is to show people that it doesn't have to be complicated. It really doesn't. It's just a matter of, you know, doing the basic stuff and doing it consistently. Guys, I'm going to stop over here 1 second on the side of the road. I want to show you something. This irks me more than you can imagine. Just hold on 1 second. All right, guys, if you could see this right in front of me. I drive past this very often. And again, I'm in New Jersey, right? Now, this is a little trailer or whatever you want to call it. It's called the Bud Bus. In this little side lot on the side of the road. And it started out as a little van, and now it actually expanded into that little trailer. But anyway, you pull up there, and you can get your weed, you can get high if you want on the side of the road. This is what our society. Now, for those of you that do get high, that's your decision. I'm not putting anybody down for it. But my contention is that this is the type of stuff that they allow, that they promote. So I'm driving home from work or driving to work. I can stop off, get a little stash for the ride. Why wouldn't they make something like that a little calisthenics park where people can stop off to and from work and get a couple of reps in, or put something, you know, do something that's going to benefit their health? Maybe I'm on the wrong page with that, but that it just irks the shit out of me every single time I drive past that. And again, you know, that's a personal decision. If you want to, people find it relaxing, a pastime, but to have it on the side of the road where you could just stop off in your car and get what you want. Cassie, that's so good. That's great that you could grow your own stuff. It really is. But for those of us that don't do that, all we could do is just, pick the best stuff that we can. And to be honest, I don't always buy organic. Some things I do. Like, for instance, this morning I went and I bought a ton of fruit, berries and stuff. And those I just bring home. I'll soak them in some white vinegar and baking soda, actually, to clean them up. And just hope that does some good. In theory, they say it does, but who knows? But at the end of the day, we do the best we can with what we have where we are, right? That's all you can do. No, Cassie, it's called the Bud Bus. You could stop by there and buy a little stash of marijuana for your ride. Here in New Jersey, it's legal. Yeah, Cass. To me, it's a ridiculous concept. Again, like it's a little patch of dirt on the side of the road, and right behind it is a small stream, and it would be a beautiful little place to put a small calisthenics park. But instead, they put a little truck where you could stop by and pick up some marijuana. But this is our society today. Priorities. And they've been there for the past couple of years. Actually, there's a couple other spots along the road too that I'm traveling on where they have those little buses. But again, that's one of those life decisions, right? It's one of the habits that we have. If that's a habit that you choose, well, if there's going to be ramifications from it, which I'm sure there will be at some point. People argue that there's no adverse health effects to smoking that stuff, and again, that's a personal belief, and if that's what you want to believe, if you want to justify your habits, all well and good. I know the last time I smoked that stuff was probably over 40 years ago, and it never did me any good at all. Never. Igor, we try, brother. We don't stop. We got to keep moving. Right? We can't make age an excuse. We can't make any excuse, really. And I'm going to contradict myself here because, to be honest, guys, I'm actually on my way to a gym to meet a friend of mine to work out. Sometime last year, you can go back on my channel. I did a couple of videos with a young guy by the name of Lenny. And several months back, I posted some videos with Lenny just to introduce him. But the story with Lenny was, I was actually in a park one day last summer, and Lenny approached me. He was working out at the park too, and he was a little unsure of what to do. He was just starting to work out. Anyway, we struck up a conversation. We became friends, and throughout the summer, I would meet him at the park periodically. We would work out together. And it wasn't in the cards for him to have a gym membership at the time. So everything he was doing was workout. So Lenny was looking to start going to a gym. And I told him it would be a good idea for him because he's been doing calisthenics, pretty much body weight workouts for the better part of a year. And again, he made a lot of strides. So much so that I think it's going to behoove him to, start doing weighted stuff. So thankfully, he's now able to get a gym membership. So I'm on my way now to meet Lenny, and we're going to work out in the gym, and I'm going to get him acclimated to the gym a little bit, and it's going to broaden his horizons when it comes to working out. So, but I think for anyone that's looking to start to work out or works out, I think calisthenics would suffice for sure to keep you healthy, keep you in good shape. And in my younger days, I never realized the true benefits of calisthenics, of body weight workouts. But it really is amazing. And if you could do a combination of both, do some weight workouts and do some calisthenics, even better. But at the end of the day, the whole notion that you need a gym membership, that you have to go work out with weights to be healthy or to be strong, is totally false. You could be in really good shape, extremely healthy, with just calisthenics workouts. Cassie, do I take a bunch of vitamins? No, I don't take a bunch. The main one that I take, and what I think is extremely important for the vast majority of people, as long as unless you live right near the equator, is vitamin D. Most people are deficient in vitamin D to some degree, and so I think it's very important, and it plays a part, especially for guys. It takes vitamin D has a big role in testosterone production. It plays a huge part with our immune systems, and if you go back and look at the whole COVID situation, and you look at people that had bad outcomes from that, the majority of those people were deficient in vitamin D. They also had the comorbidities and all, but vitamin D deficiency is a serious thing. And to take a little bit of D3 every day for a couple of pennies, it actually comes out to, it's just a huge return on investment. So I take vitamin D every day. I take some vitamin C and zinc. Those are my big three. And then most days I'll take some magnesium, and I'll put a little salt in my water, some sodium and potassium. The main three electrolytes, actually: magnesium, sodium, and potassium. I think that's about it. But I can't stress enough the importance of vitamin D. And when you go to the doctor these days for a routine, when they do routine blood work, they don't test for vitamin D levels anymore. So you actually have to ask for it, and I think it would behoove everybody to tell the doctor that you want to know your vitamin D levels. Elena Hardwick, I'll look her up, Cassie. Cassie, I don't think that sounds crazy at all. I mean, if you think it's a quality product, I mean, and you feel you need the colostrum, by all means. When you say a high dose of magnesium, what are you talking about? I actually do magnesium citrate, and I do about 3,000 or 4,000 milligrams a day. But magnesium is very important for a lot of reasons in the body. And again, the vitamin D, the importance of the vitamin D, the magnesium, things like that, it's never going to be stressed by the medical establishment. They're not going to stress things that are going to help you stay healthy. That's not where the money is. The money's with all the sick people. Cassie, when you say Born, are you talking about is there a brand, Born, B-O-R-N-E? Is that what you're referring to? Am I wrong with that? What's up, DK? Good evening to you. DK, not too long. Actually, this is an abbreviated. This is a short ride for me today. This is just a quick hop and a skip. Cassie, when I get the magnesium, I usually buy it, not usually, I always buy the powder. I get it on Amazon. It's much more cost effective buying it that way rather than bottles of capsules. And I don't think, if you have a reputable brand, I mean, if you're getting just pure, in my case, I do the magnesium citrate because there's no aftertaste. And the bioavailability is still there. It's still pretty good with the citrate. And again, there's no off-putting flavor. There's some of the magnesium can have a really bad flavor if you buy the powder and try and mix it in the water. I guess if you're taking capsules, it doesn't matter, right? Because you're not going to taste it. But the magnesium, a little potassium, and definitely your salt, your electrolytes. Everybody's spending all this money on these electrolyte drink mixes, which are a joke. $40 a month for 30 doses of it, and it's a pinch of salt at best. And really all you're getting is salt, you know, some Kool-Aid powder with a little bit of salt in it for 40 bucks a month. So it's a joke. But it's hard to convince people of that. They think that, you know, when they buy these pre-mixed things, they're somehow getting magic salt or magic magnesium. There you go, Cass. Now, I don't even want to know how much that liquid IV would cost, right? But I could tell you right now, it's going to have very little magnesium, more sodium than anything, and then a mid-range amount of potassium. Certainly nowhere near you know, the recommended dosages. And I don't put much credence in those recommended dosages either, but if you want to use them as a barometer, you know. I mean, if you look at that liquid IV, now I'm taking 3,000 to 4,000 milligrams of magnesium a day. There's nowhere near that in that liquid IV, I'm sure. I don't even know the product, but I guarantee if I read the label, it's not going to be anywhere near that 3,000 to 4,000. Yeah, I mean, I encourage hydration too, Cass. But you know, hydration isn't just from water. You need those salts to be truly hydrated. When you're talking about hydration, you want to hydrate the cells, and you need the salts for that. You need those minerals. You need the electrolytes. And again, mainstream, you know, medical establishment tells you salt is going to kill you. It's such bullshit. You know, if you're eating, you know, like most Americans, 60% of your food is coming from, you know, processed foods, fast foods that contain mostly salt and sugar. And then if you're at the point where you're having high blood pressure, you have some other heart issues, the salt obviously is going to cause your blood pressure to tick up. But if you're relatively healthy and you're eating a whole food diet, and there's no salt in whole foods if you're eating a relatively whole food diet, so you need the salt. Your body needs it's a mineral that's essential to the body. Right? When you go into the hospital, they tell you don't stay away from salt. It's going to give you a heart attack. But when you go into the hospital and you're dehydrated, what's the first thing they do? They hook you up to an IV with what? Sodium and potassium. Arturo, yeah, no, I get you, Cass. And I understand. I'm not being a wise guy, but I'm just saying, like, those are the type of things that, when even like I said earlier, when I talk about exercise, everybody thinks, well, I have to go to the gym and I have to lift and use these crazy machines and these to get in shape. No, you can do just the basics, just the fundamentals, and all of this other shit that we buy in the store. You know, guys are always taking these weight gainer, which is just a tub of, they're buying a tub of sugar. That's what they're buying with some shit protein mixed in with some shit protein, and that's a weight gainer. It's a tub of maltodextrin, which is a direct road to type 2 diabetes, right? And we're always trying to, we're looking for all of these hacks and everything, you know, and one of the big ones is this element. And again, I don't know this liquid IV, but I'm assuming it's something along the lines of this element. And all it is a little bit of salt, you know, mixed in what amounts to, you know, powdered Kool-Aid, some type of flavors. It'll have some type of either sugar or an artificial sweetener. And people say, oh, I'm drinking electrolytes. The 3 main electrolytes are magnesium, sodium, and potassium. And you could buy those in bulk. You could take some water, put a little bit of lemon in it, some ice water with some lemon in it, add a teaspoon of each of those salts, sip that throughout the day, and you'll be more than hydrated. More than hydrated. For 1/10 of the cost. So Arturo, when they say, you know, obviously the name of the product is liquid IV, and like I mentioned earlier, you know, when you go into the hospital and you're dehydrated, that's what they give you in the IV, sodium and potassium, 2 of the main electrolytes. But then again, like I said, if you go to your run-of-the-mill shithead general practitioner doctor who all he wants to do is push pills on you, and then, you know, he has it, according to the script, don't use salt because you'll have a heart attack, and he'll tell you to eat a low-salt diet. But then if you go to the hospital and you're dehydrated, they pump you full of salt. So make that make sense. Cassie, yeah, well, Epsom salt is magnesium. So yeah, you can do that because it'll be absorbed through the skin, obviously. I don't know, you know, I can't say how much of a dose you would get, but if you were deficient in magnesium, I don't know for sure if that would suffice to help fix a deficiency. It wouldn't hurt, certainly, but I don't know how much of that is going to be absorbed. But that's what Epsom salts is magnesium. Arturo, we all need magnesium, potassium, and sodium are essential to the human body, so we all need it, right? And unless you're seriously deficient, there's really no need to supplement with it. I mean, if you are going to do like a serious workout and you're out in the summer heat, or you're a serious runner and you do sweat that much, to avoid a crash and maybe, you know, subsequent cramps and things like that, you do want to make sure it wouldn't hurt to take a little bit of the salts, like I said, and I buy them in bulk. I just use regular pink salt for the sodium, and then on Amazon I buy a bag of magnesium citrate and a bag of potassium. And you can take a quart of water, a liter of water, ice water, squeeze some lemon in it, a teaspoon of each of the salts, and just sip on that, and you'll be more than hydrated, and you'll have more than enough electrolytes in your body for the most part. But again, you know, all of these powdered things, these pre-made mixes, people somehow think that if they drink that, it's going to give them superpowers or make them bigger, stronger, smarter, faster, I don't know, whatever. But it's all marketing, you know, it's all a gimmick. It's all marketing. That's perfectly fine, Arturo. That's perfectly fine. If you're taking magnesium, and you're going to garner some of that from the fruits and vegetables too, so you're probably not deficient in that. But if you're taking it on, you know, in addition to eating the fruits and vegetables, and coconut water is hydrating, that's going to hit you with some potassium and the sea salt. Perfectly fine. I think that's a great mix. And again, you're adding the honey, right? And I can tell you right now, you're adding it for the taste, for the sweet taste, right? So because there's no real nutritional value in honey, which is fine. But that's the thing with these pre-made mixes. They're always going to be flavored. They're always going to have sugar or some sweetener in it because we're always looking for the sweet taste. But what you're doing, that's perfectly fine. Just make sure that it's real honey, and because a lot of that store-bought honey is bullshit. It's fake, and it's high fructose corn syrup. So make sure it's a reputable brand of honey. And it's real raw honey, not pasteurized or anything. Yes, good point, Frankie. Yeah, guys, if you're deficient in the salts, you could definitely take them for headaches and things like that, body cramp, muscle cramps. All right, Arturo, that's perfect. Then you're golden. Keep doing what you're doing. Then I don't see any problem with that at all. Certainly don't ever spend $40 a month on these pre-made electrolyte drinks. And probably the biggest scam ever perpetrated when it comes to these drinks is Gatorade. That stuff is poison. It's the worst shit you could put in your body. There's absolutely. If you look at the amount of salt they put in that, it's ridiculous. To call it an electrolyte drink is an absolute joke. It's just a scam. All it is a bottle of sugar water with a bunch of dyes and artificial flavors in it, and they pass it off as some type of miracle drink that's going to help you jump higher and run faster. It really is a joke. All right, guys, I'm just about to my destination. I'm actually going to be back later tonight, hopefully, and we're going to do a beginner's workout, some burpees, maybe some pull-ups or rows, whatever. But we'll put a little routine together for basically a beginner level routine. We'll put that together a little later on. So big thanks to Old School, BTK Indonesia, my friend Igor from Russia, Old School Helbin, let me make sure I don't forget anybody, guys. We got Helbin, Cassie Fisher, Frankie F16, DK over in London. Appreciate you, brother. Last but not least, my friend Arturo. Thank you, brother. Thanks for being here. Hope everything's good with you. Yeah. I don't know if I ever got to that, Arturo. I might have touched on it, but the gist of it was, all we need is calisthenics. All we need is we complicate shit. Everybody makes excuses. I can't go to the gym, so I can't get in shape. I'm out of weight. I'm overweight because I can't go to the gym. Calisthenics is all you need. Body weight workout is all you need. But we just want to overcomplicate things. And then we got into this whole electrolyte thing, where once again, we complicate everything, right? We're falling for this bullshit, buying $40 worth of Kool-Aid with a dash of salt and telling ourselves it's some type of magical health drink when all you have to do is just buy the salts. For $40, you could get 6 months worth of salt to supplement with. But maybe we'll talk more about that later. Like I said, I'm going to come back hopefully later and do a quick beginner. We'll maybe do some burpees, like I said, and some pull-ups and whatever. We'll make it up as we go. But again, I appreciate everybody being here. Everybody have a good day. Try and get some reps in. Always appreciate you guys watching. Stay healthy. And we'll talk to you a little later. Thanks, guys.